One day I hope these educational institutions understand that all they should be in business to do is to bring out from within what nature's already put in you, not to put anything else in you. That's totally impossible. Nature, you are nature. You know how powerful and how strong you are? Do you know what you represent? You are the universe. We solve all the problems confronting mankind.
Very powerful, very, very powerful words from the brother Dick Gregory. Wow, wow. Welcome back, everybody. We are back. It's been a long time. We are back with a brand new episode of the live streaming series, Like It Ain't. And we are back with some great people. And we came back because of the 2024 election and this turnaround of the last 2 weeks. That's felt like at least 3 months or more. But anyway, let me not go forward without introductions. First, I'd like to introduce my co-host, my brother, Vic Virtuous. How you doing, brother?
Blessed. Happy and excited to be here tonight, man. A long time coming. You know, I've been asking about this return for the longest. So if this is what needed to happen to make it happen, I'm all with it. With it.
It had to be the girls, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
The girls right there in the background, jumping rope. And speaking of the girls, the women, the ladies, we have a special guest with us, the actress, the creative, the playwright, the extraordinary vegan soul, also the extraordinary Dorian. How you doing?
Hey, I'm doing well. I'm here childless with my cat, 1 of 4. I'm so glad to be here. Thank you. Always ready to share what's on my mind.
Well, we're already starting. Okay.
Oh, yeah. Come on. Ready.
We are already started. I love it. Okay. So for those that don't know, tonight's topic is our reactions to the 2024 election and what's been happening in the last few weeks once Biden stepped down. And please feel free to comment, leave your thoughts. We would love to add you to the conversation. So let's get started. First and foremost, I'll start with Dorian. What was your initial reaction when you first heard that when you first heard Biden step down first?
Oh, well, I did not hear it. I didn't hear it piecemeal. I heard it from my auntie, who told me it was all at once, because I've been avoiding the news for a long time since the headlines in my life are bad enough.
Yes.
And so I don't want to talk too long. So I'm just looking for a signal, right? But my immediate response, because I didn't hear just Biden, I heard it all together, was in my head, Serafina. When they take to the streets singing, "Freedom is coming tomorrow." It was about apartheid South Africa. And I know it's different. And there's apartheid going on in the world right now, Gaza. But I was ready to just start dancing and singing in the streets.
Yeah.
Now, why was that, though? I'm curious.
With that feeling?
Yeah.
It did. I mean, I'm glad my algorithm is reflected on TikTok, because it's just reinforcing this, to feel hope for the first time in a long time, to be going through a lot in life, and then just to know devastation is going to come in November. And it doesn't mean that everything's promised, but I think that I felt what a lot of people, a lot of Americans, I'm okay with calling myself American at this moment, felt in that moment, which was instant activation, instant hope, instant I'm ready. Let's go.
Yeah.
Didn't mean to interrupt you, John. Didn't mean to interrupt. But,
no,
I was just so into the response. So yeah.
And what about you, Vic? How did you feel when you first heard Biden step down and then Kamala stepped up? Because there was a brief time, there was a little bit of gap between when Biden stepped down and they announced that Kamala was going to step in.
Right. Somewhere in between. I caught wind of the debates and just how he was kind of fumbling. Not kind of, he fumbled quite a bit, and just concerned for what's the future of this country? What is it going to be like? Not just saying that just the whole part of the election and who's going to be the president, that aspect of where we're going. There's so much more to the grand scheme of things, but just from that aspect of the election, is he going to be able to follow through when it comes time for, to debate some more? And just, I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of different feelings and emotions I'm feeling right now, and I felt at the time, but that's some of the gut reactions and feelings that I had inside. Like, where did things go from here?
Right. So now in that moment so now we're freeze framing where you were just talking about the campaign. When Biden was the guy, like you said, he was fumbling, stumbling. He looked like an old sea hag, kind of just being pushed onto the stage and trying to keep it together. And it was discouraging, like you were saying. And it was adding into almost the trauma that we've been dealing with since Trump got in, the pandemic, all these things that we've not been allowed to unpack. So it felt like more of that. And I think Dorian was saying it as well earlier when she was talking about she wasn't tapped in or dialed into politics. I wasn't either until 2 weeks ago. I was just going to vote for Biden and keep my head down, pray for the best, knowing that deep down inside, Trump was going to beat this old man.
See, I was somewhere in between the two of y'all. And it wasn't like he was just stuttering like he would typically do. It was a lot of just him struggling to articulate and formulate his thoughts and his words. And it just was looking bad. It was looking like a almost near retired fighter, or where a retired fighter should be, in my opinion. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't looking good. Somebody needed to throw in the rope and send him back to his corner. And that's essentially what happened. And the whole Democrat, or at least, a majority of the Democratic Party felt like he should step down. From what we were told.
Dorian, you were going to say something?
Yeah. Now, my initial thought was Serafina, and thank you, Vic, and I'm relating to everything y'all are saying. But then after I calmed down from that, I was like, oh, well played. Well, there's no doubt in my mind that this wasn't the plan from the beginning, and to be played at the right moment, after attempt.
Well, okay.
I believe it.
Okay, we're gonna get there too. We're gonna get there. You're talking about the assassination attempt, right? Okay, we'll get there too. Nilsa, hey Nilsa, what's up? Thanks for tuning in. Nilsa is an amazing, amazing real estate agent and person that can help you save your home or get into your home. If there's anyone looking to buy, sell, or rent, you need to check out Nilsa. Go to her Facebook page. She's amazing. Okay,
have to do that.
And she's one of us. That's you know what I'm saying. She's like talking to one of us. So and big up to Miles as well. I see.
Salute Miles. What up? You know what else was interesting too? A lot of the people on his team or in the White House weren't aware of his decision. It was like a last minute thing because they said the day before, he was adamant about continuing.
I don't think he had COVID. I'm gonna be honest with you.
We talked about that, right?
I think that was his way of being able to get out of the race and be in the background at the moment, and because he felt, I think, a little disgraced. Like, man, they're kind of ousting me. I'm this old man. Let's see what Steve said. Steve said he was only in the race to beat Trump because the party wasn't vocal enough to tell him to sit out. If he won, he was good for a year, and then Kamala would take the baton. Yeah, and that's a great point because we have to remember that this old, even though he's old, he got in this in the first place to help save us because there was no one stepping in to stop Trump. He did that, but now he's too old to continue, in my opinion. 383 said that's kind of what I thought too, Steve. I wasn't that concerned because I figured she'd eventually take over. If he won, but he wasn't going to beat Trump because Trump isn't even much younger than him, but he was still able to paint this picture like he was, and like Biden was the old man. Because Trump got swag, and I'm not saying it's good, but he's got, what did Miles say? A lot of people think he's dead, or at least they thought He was at the time.
Wow.
It took the debate to wake everyone up. Yes, Steve. Yes. That debate made all of us be like, oh, Grandpa, you got to sit down now. And when you say it out loud, how can you be president at 82? There's no other job you can get where you can, like Trump, not be qualified, not have any experience, and you can be old as dirt. Okay. I'm sorry.
America.
A reality TV host.
Yeah, right. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So here's the next question for everybody. What did you all see change or shift once Biden stepped down and Kamala stepped in and we saw, okay, this is Kamala? Because, at first they was trying to talk that talk like there should be an open, no. Don't open shit up. Let Kamala run. Go ahead.
Dorian?
All right. Yeah. Well, just that instant activation and instant mobilization. I haven't seen mobilization like this in my lifetime. I got to see mobilization with after George Floyd was murdered, but since being born in 1981, I have not seen this, and I am so proud. This is what my mother always wanted. With the call that I was trying for an hour to get on, that first initial call, I got that text. I was like, oh, I'm getting in. We got in like 2 hours later, and it's just like, and after church session, everyone's just talking and networking. But the instant mobilization,
yes,
really sounded.
Agreed.
Yeah. Yes. What y'all think?
Vic?
I would piggyback off of those same sentiments. You already know, John, we had this discussion. Like I think we spoke that same day or a day after. Like I felt people were charged up. I saw people unifying and just energy unlike I've seen. I'm from 76, you know what I mean? And I've never seen anything like this in my lifetime. The excitement, the enthusiasm, the cohesiveness between different ethnicities, different backgrounds, different genders. Like, I mean, it's just insane.
Yeah.
And I think that's really what fueled this show to be brought back, honestly, to even have this discussion.
It's interesting I'm gonna tell you what initially fueled this show was the George Floyd situation. That's what made us first do Like It Ain't. And Like It Ain't pays homage to the show Like It Is, and now here we are back in another monumental moment. Kamala, once she stepped up, the energy shifted. And like you said, all these different groups of people were suddenly feeling connected. I miss that. You know what? I hope somebody white hears this. But me personally, as a black man, when someone white just treats me like a person, we just have a regular conversation, a stranger you see in the store or in traffic or wherever, it warms my heart. It almost makes me cry because it reminds me that we're just humans. We're all humans. Regardless of your gender, pronoun, ethnicity, we're all human beings. And to me, that's the basics. Nelson said, I'm from 1960. Derby really shifted. Okay, I think she meant another word than Derby, but yes, there was a huge shift. And you see, she's from the 60s. I'm from 75. Vic's 75. She said early 80s.
76.
Big shift. 76. So.
Yeah. No, that's and just to point out real quick, I think 383 said not even this much excitement with Obama, which I have to agree with that as well. And he was the first black president. Yes, it had that Obama energy, but it's uniquely different. And it's beautiful. And I love seeing all these black women in the forefront. And I love seeing them being acknowledged finally. Do you know how long? I feel like until now, it's taken all these years for them to wash away this stigma of the mad black woman, the angry black woman, resting bitch face, which usually was tagged to a black woman. Now we're superheroes, or they're superheroes, and I love that. Me personally. And the thing is, a lot of people try to erase. I understand there's a balance, as far as you made a good point about just human, us acknowledging and coming together and being supportive as human beings. But at the same time, that we do have our differences. And there's nothing wrong with acknowledging and addressing those differences between our ethnicities and our cultures and our backgrounds. You understand? So I just feel like it's not something that you always necessarily want to point out, like make it a black thing or a white thing. But hey, it's what you have to wonder. Like if for little kids watching, why haven't we seen a lot more black presidents or Hispanic presidents or Asian presidents or women of that matter? You understand what I'm saying? So if you want us to not always bring those things up, but it's like it's kind of to the forefront, and not kind of, it is to the forefront, and it's been that way for years, for generations.
Yeah. And here's another first in this time, and you all tell me what you feel about this too. This is the first time that I'm seeing white people actually openly address and discuss race and racism and saying we have to handle it and move past it.
Yes.
This is, we've never seen this before.
No.
Not in my lifetime.
Never.
No. Yes.
Nilsa said, I agree. As a Hispanic woman, I would love to see more people like me in power. I would too, because I love me some Spanish. I'm a Hispanic folk. Like each ethnicity and culture has a beauty about them that the other does not have, but they shouldn't, because like you said, we're all different and we're supposed to be embracing and learning from that.
That's right.
You know, like Dorian, what is your background ethnically, like your mother and your father?
Yeah.
I don't mean to put you on the spot. Sorry.
No, it's okay. I was waiting for somebody to on my TikTok when I turned black. I was waiting for some troll to try to get me so I could lay it out. I'm black. Both of my parents are black. On my mom's side of the family, my mom right here, she looks white. In fact, I thought she was white until they had to clarify for me. Had blue-gray eyes and everything.
You
Rest
look
in power.
just like your mom. My goodness.
Thank you.
Wow.
Thank you. On her side. Okay, okay, I'm sorry. I know we're not supposed to go into stories. Oh my God.
Go ahead.
I'm a quote Spike Lee's was it Huey P. Newton, that one man show that he directed. When Huey P. Newton's like I think his mother's mother was black, her daddy was a white rapist. So on both sides of my family, they're and the genes are apparently strong. My mom's like a 16th white. And my dad, who's brown skinned, is about a 4th white, and both sides, non-consensual, master was anybody's quarters. These are things that happened before Roe v. Wade, right? So yeah, I'm black, about an 8th white.
You see how she just kind of just hold on, time out. You see how she just kind of like rolled that out, Roe v. Wade, blah, 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 blah. I'm just saying. This is before Roe v. Wade, But you're right.
Then you'd never have been born. I'd be okay with that,
But please continue. But no, you were talking about your mom and your background and your family.
Yeah. It's just on her side, man. We come out, half of us come out light bright. Oh my gosh. But my mom, she looks white, but you can always tell she's black. You could always tell she was black when she started talking. And it's not a black accent. It's that strength and power that comes with the required resilience of being a black woman, no matter your skin tone in America.
There you go.
And I'll go as far to say, not even just a black woman. I mean, you're speaking as and for a black woman, but I would say women of all real ethnicity. You know what I'm saying? Like Hispanic women, Indian. There's that certain oomph and soul and strength.
Strength, right? Exactly. Passion, conviction,
that honestly I haven't seen in white women until now. I'm not saying they didn't have it, but I never saw them exhibit it.
I'm glad you said that. For anyone who comes at you or says, hey, well, this is from your experience you're speaking of, and that's what people have to understand. It's not necessarily a blanket statement. It's our own individual experiences, which people can learn from. If they listen and just,
and we get to identify also. See how much we have in common by sharing those experiences.
That's right.
I love that. And I see in the comments, Miles said, and that's a shame because it shouldn't make you feel like you want to shed a tear of happiness when a white person is kind to you. It should be
A given.
natural that we don't notice, and I agree with him. It should be, but that's not what it is. Hopefully we're going to get to that. I thought when the pandemic hit, I honestly thought that, this is the moment where humanity gets to kind of sit and be still and think and suddenly move forward and up the ante on what we are capable of, mentally, physically, literally, all of the above, but that didn't happen, of course, because then Trump and the division, but now here we are in that place of moving forward, like the Zoom meetings. Black women started it again. Black women, Black men, white women. It just kept going and kept going. All these different Asian women, all these different groups, white dudes. Luke Skywalker was on there, which makes sense because Trump is Emperor Palpatine. He is Lord Sidious.
Insidious, more like.
Insidious. Okay, I'm gonna keep it moving though. Yes. Okay.
Insidious.
Go ahead. Yes. Now, we have some topics. We did cover the Zoom meeting, the Zoom calls. How did you all feel about that in general? I know you said you were on one of the calls, right, Dorian?
Yeah. I've registered for a lot, but I'm not always feeling like up to but it's great to stay. I need to stay plugged in, need to stay organized. The two that I did stay on for the whole call, I did the veterans and veterans families on behalf of my dad. And that was a great call. The numbers, not like skyrocketing numbers, but it was great too to be on a call where it's like, oh yeah, not all veterans are Republicans, and if they are, they are living a lifetime of protecting and serving their country, like in a real way. And they act. The call was a lot about activating that. It's like it's time to save. We have to save this country. So come on, Kamala, let's go.
Yeah.
And then last night I watched the White Dudes for Harris, which is available. I think it's whitedudesforharris.com. You can watch it, and there's a YouTube link. And that was very galvanizing as well. A lot of great sound bites from it. And from any call that I'm on, even if I'm not on for long, I can just they suggest a website, boom, get on, and to stay connected, and that to keep us connected, to remain galvanized.
I love that.
And, side note too, it was kind of like, haha, Toronto dump, you let COVID kind of destroy everything, and now Zoom had to take over, and now we're using it to defeat you.
Very interesting point. Yes. And Vic, I believe you were on the Zoom call for tall Black men, right?
It was. I meant to.
For Black men in caps.
Right.
You can reach the glass ceiling.
That's clever. I like that.
Yeah.
I meant to make the Zoom meeting, but I had so much going on with multitasking. I missed out on the opportunity to see it, but it was available, I think, an hour later, 2-3 hours later. And, I spoke to you about it, and it was great. I'm just really in awe about how, again, they individualize each ethnicity, but at the same time, it's still cohesive, and it's fun, and it's joyous. I think it's dope. It's unseen. And that's
the word.
And it's this whole notion of moving forward and not moving back. Like, we're utilizing Zoom, we're getting these groups together, we're doing things that are unprecedented. I just think it's beautiful.
It's beautiful. You said it. That's the word, joy. Joy. That's and Kamala spoke today, her and Walls, and they were calling themselves Joy Warriors.
Right.
I love that.
I heard that.
Because there's so much joy. Seeing all these different groups, each time I heard a different Zoom, I became prouder and prouder. Oh, gay people, transgender, blah, blah, blah. All these different things that I was like, whoa. Yes. It becomes about communities coming together, which is amazing. Right.
That's right.
And all this money they raised, it's grassroots. This feels like a grassroots campaign. This is how a campaign should go, and how politics should make us feel. Imagine if government actually worked for us and made us feel this way. Imagine how strong this country actually would be, instead of how they perpetrate as the bully, because we know the bullies that walk around like this usually aren't really that tough once they get hit once. You know, and everyone's scared to hit. And in fact, the Republicans are scared to hit Trump. That's why they're still like, why would you follow this? For face value? Face value is worth more than the country. Like, they got on us when we mentioned defunding the police, but he's trying to defund democracy. They might actually bring civics back as a class in high school. Wow.
Ooh.
Wow. That would be awesome. You know, so just all these Zooms and just all of that stuff, it's just so beautiful to see, you know, the connection. And then her social media content. Oh my God.
The promos. How many times have I called you about these promos?
Dude, her rollout. When a campaign is bringing all of these different groups together, then that really says something. Right. Right. So for those that want to trash her or my thing is like, look, right now you're voting for either democracy or dictatorship, first and foremost. And John, then from that point, look at the energy. Go ahead, Vic.
No, I was going to ask you, what about for those who don't choose either side? How do you feel about that? Or how do y'all feel about that?
Dorian?
See, I see all my face getting twisted up. So, yeah, man. It's like it's just ridiculous, and I do encourage and I'm gonna make sure I keep staying on my soapbox about this. Like for people who choose not to vote for some reason, it's like Steve put in the notes too in the chat. Like if that we have to defeat Trump and because what's at stake, right? How the laws will change, and everything comes the things that happen are because of voting, and people don't know that. It's so hilarious. Trump, it leads by fear. Exactly, Republicans are scared to cross him, and regardless
which is crazy.
Of anybody's,
go ahead.
Regardless of our ideology, okay, I'm afraid of boiling water and needing to call the cops, right? Because I might get murdered. But the sheriff, the head sheriffs are voted on. People don't come out for midterm elections. They don't answer the questions at the bottom. Everyone's complacent, being stoned from their or fair trade organic government purchased weed, but y'all got to vote on that. Everything that is happening, every black backslide, every progress is because of a vote.
Yeah.
So get involved now. Yeah.
No,
I'm gonna bring my blood pressure back down. Excuse me.
What up, political sis? Big up. She had some technical difficulty logging in, but she's in the chats and she will definitely join us for another episode. Thank you for tuning in. Miles said if you don't vote, Miles, then you aren't fighting for your rights.
And the rights that the people died for. People who we respected a great deal, who put their lives on the line for us to be able to vote. It's crazy.
Yeah. And I'm not going to lie, and Steve said not voting is voting for Trump. You're right. For a long time, I got to a place, especially when Biden was running this last time, I was going to vote for him. But I said, you know what? A part of me almost didn't want to. I didn't want Trump to win. But I was like, I am tired of Democrats just getting our votes by proxy, just getting them because they're the lesser of the two evils.
I felt that way too. I think majority of people felt that way.
Right. And I felt like somewhere along the line, we needed to just say, you know what? We're not voting for y'all Dems. I don't care who's going to win. But this ain't that time, though, because what they're trying to do and what they've already done with Roe versus Wade and everything else. No, we have to stop these fools. Steve said, stay home if you want to. His folk will be at the booths, and political sis said, I hate that I can't be there. I know we get it. It's all good. Well, it's not all good, but we are glad that you're in the chats. Yes. Love. Oh yeah, there we go. Love. It's just, it's just, oh, and then, okay. So what do y'all think about, what is his name? About Trump's VP?
JD Vance.
Yeah, him. Victor.
I'll let Dorian take this one. I'll refrain for the moment.
Okay. I'll tell you this. The gift he gave me, Okay.
Mm.
Once I caught wind of, and it was media, caught wind of that, childless cat
Cat
lady
ladies.
nonsense. I'm not used to censoring myself, and I just like refrained from cursing like 7 times.
No, curse. You can curse. It's okay.
Oh yeah, we curse on this shit.
Yes, yes.
In making my retaliatory videos, I got to realize like there's a lot going on in my life. And I do even have a
Same
play
here.
coming up, Cordially Indisposed, to be at my Vanguard Theater in Montclair, New Jersey, October 3rd. Hello Dorian on Instagram and TikTok. But I wrote a sci-fi horror, humor sci-fi horror about my love life. Okay. Yes, I'm childish and I have cats. And there's a lot going on in life. I got to realize that I'm not miserable. I experienced sadness, I experienced depression, I experienced stress and duress. I'm not miserable. And I don't regret any choice that I've made thus far. And oh man, so I'm happy about that. As far as everything else, it's I took notes too, and I got to learn a lot. Yeah. Oh, bring it to us. What you think? I want to know what you think. It was on the White Dudes call too. Someone brought up a quote from JD Vance, who referred to, and being opposed to abortion in the case of rape or incest. And his direct quote was, "Rape is an inconvenience." Yeah, well, rape is an inconvenience.
Yeah, he also, and along those lines, he also said that a woman should stay in a marriage, an abusive marriage, for the sake of the kids. He said too many times women end up leaving that marriage and they may find happiness. He said, but it ruins the kids. So I saw him say that.
Yeah, thanks for the reminder. I took it's staying personal on it, but he's the kind of reason it's like, I know, Second Amendment's right. Okay, ladies, when do we take up arms? Because there's going to be a war.
Right.
There would be a war.
He said that. He said something about he was telling his people, get the cavalry and load the muskets, and if this doesn't go the way they want, then it's time. To me, I hope that they prevent people like this from ever being able to run again. What a dipstick. Toxic marriages ruins kids. And you should have seen his wife interview today. Oof. Did y'all see his wife's interview?
No, and I don't want to.
And she did an interview basically backing him up and saying, they're not really listening to what my husband's really trying to say. They're just trying to, cause drama. Then she comes out the same day and has a tweet about Kamala, calling Kamala a DEI hire. Still saying she's absolutely a DEI hire. And I'm like, you're Indian and you're married to this white prick who I know, okay, I'm not even going to go there. But you listen, him and Trump both got small wee-wees. We know this. This is little wee-wee action.
Yeah,
this is how they move.
Little wee-wee action. It's
okay, but I'm not going to stay on that. But I'm just saying. Less confident. I love that they use the word weird with these dudes because they're weird. Their followers are weird. How it's a cult. It's like a cult. It's a cult.
Yeah. It's just I know, and I like the word weird. I've always been weird, but I understand the connotation, right? The connotation is different here, and I just can't help but say it is weird. And
it is.
It's but yeah, the stakes are so high.
True.
But it's like flabbergasting that like people are able to like this is actually happening. Like, what the fuck is going on here? Yeah.
Dude, no, I know.
I mean, he raped a couch. Come on.
Okay. Now I will say that was not true. But here's the thing, though. When that rumor came out, it shows you the kind of person he is that we almost believed it. You know what I'm saying? Because if that came out about somebody else, would have been like, nah, that's silly.
I just wonder if he's a product of incest himself, because this would be a reason why he even supports and made a statement about, rape and staying in a marriage, a toxic marriage, even if it just doesn't make. It's such a blanket statement, and it's disgusting. Honestly, it really is. It really is.
He'll be doing his next interview in front of an IKEA or Pier 1, I'm sure. You know,
it really is. The dude,
he's always close to the couches.
It's like a circus show where the guy, from what I was told, has even made derogatory statements about Trump in the past. You know, and
I saw that too.
He's all over the place. He's all over the place.
That's why his wife, one of the reasons why his wife came to speak the other day, because he called Trump a modern day Hitler.
Right.
So they're like, how do you go from
such an extreme? Because they're extremists.
Because that's an extreme. That's an extreme. From Hitler to, oh, I'm running for VP with you. Yeah, I know what the count. I know. That one went past them too. They were just, it's okay.
Psychosis. I'm sorry to cut off.
No,
the open psychosis of it all is unnerving. But I mean, like, as I sit and think about it, I mean, they're on book though. They're on script. So they're not trying to push any agenda that hasn't been on the table since emancipation.
Nope. And where are their politics? Where are their politics? All they're doing is, slinging mud and talking shit.
Elementary. Name calling. Sexist remarks. Chauvinistic remarks. That this focus on is she Indian? Is she black? Is she black?
Oh, the way he said black. He sounded like the Count. Blah, blah.
Oh my
What's
God.
scary is what might happen if Trump does not get elected. What?
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, that too. Yeah, because of the insurrection.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I got that right away. Absolutely.
Yeah, I was stuck.
I felt the same way because of his cult following. The same thing that happened several years ago.
Mikkel was saying she wanted to go to the inauguration when Kamala wins. Hello. But I was saying we probably shouldn't be there because I can't account for what they're going to pull, whether it's that day or the day of, the inauguration. Yeah, they're going to do something. And it's concerning.
And the thing is, he pumps fear in people. He tries to pump fear in people that it's going to be rigged. He told people years ago that I forgot, I'm paraphrasing, that he could shoot somebody and still be, exempt from any type of accountability or anything, reprimand.
Oh, Vic, hold on. While you're right there, speaking of who shot you, what about this assassination attempt? Vic, your thoughts on that, on Trump's assassination attempt?
I thought the same thing as you. And that video clip that you sent me, I just watched it. I believe it was yesterday when the man broke it down. And I could understand how anybody would feel that was rigged. And for, to be praised and, oh, the mighty Trump, and he's bulletproof and nothing can take him down. He's so tough and all this other nonsense. I mean, honestly, I really don't know. I mean, there's someone who obviously died from the situation. So that's what has me in question if this was really fraudulent, but God only knows, honestly. What do y'all think?
Wow. Well, one of my favorite documentaries, which you might be able to find on YouTube, it always gets taken down, is From JFK to 9/11, Everything is a Rich Man's Trick. As soon as I saw a little bit of wind of it, I'm like, yeah, nonsense. I call bullshit on that. Yeah, because I mean, first of all, no concern. There is never an assassination of or attempt of a conservative delegate. It's always the freedom fighters. It's always the progressives. It's always those who are fighting for progress. Like, it just doesn't happen. But also they're losing traction. They're losing steam. They needed to rev up they needed something to happen to rev up their following.
Right.
And that was I believe it was perfectly staged effort.
Yeah. I think so too. I think it was staged. Like, it wasn't a fake. There was real shots being fired, and unfortunately, it killed somebody. And I hope that if this was staged, I hope it does come out so he can be held liable. Of course, they're going to vote for their people regardless. Without question. But it's like, that's crazy, because If he got shot and if it hit his ear, if it whizzed his ear, right? How, like the guy said, how was there no blood on his collar? There's no blood on his sleeve because automatically you're, oh, I got shot. Boom, blood. No blood. And he gets a chance to do a photo op. And the shooter
was a Republican.
Okay,
wow.
So now here's the thing about that part. I want to do more research about the shooter. I know for sure he's not a Democrat. Because if he was, they'd be running their entire campaign off of a Democrat shooting a Republican. You know? But if he is a Republican, to me, Republicans are cowards. They're not the kind of individual that's going to shoot Trump. If anything, they're going to shoot somebody that's against Trump. Like, why would a Republican, especially a young Republican, shoot Trump?
And to me, this clip that aired about a year or two ago, when Trump thought there was like something that made him flinch. You remember when he jumped that clip, he kind of ducked down. You didn't see him do all of this. And see, I think that was more of reality than this situation may have been, because he turned around and he's like, he's showboating, he's throwing his fist up, and I'm the mighty chump.
Yeah.
But no, I don't know about that. And a man who tried to dodge even going into the service, come on, man. All of a sudden he has the heart to just I don't know if I buy that, honestly.
You're saying he's a coward, and we know it. He's always had coward energy. He's not that dude that's going to have a bullet that size whiz past his ear, and he just walks away from it like, no, I'm good. What's up? It's all good. He's not that guy. Oh,
there she is, Stony Bone.
She's like, I heard y'all talking about JD Vance.
Yeah, this is the day she turned black. Yes.
Steve said, I don't think it was staged because it was before Kamala. He was good in the polls and most had him winning. This happened post Kamala. Now I see staged. I hear what you're saying. I still think it was staged because Trump is a grandstander.
Yes, he is. I was about to say the same.
So not only does he want to win, right?
Thirsty
he wants
for
attention. He's thirsty for constant attention, and he wants a landslide victory. You know, and be honest, if they were able to paint this like, oh, the Dems did this, it would have turned some Dems perhaps away from their own party. Like, damn, what are we doing? I don't know. But again, maybe it wasn't staged. Either way, I know that dude didn't get shot. Well, that's the point. A Republican wouldn't. He was a patsy. And I thought he said pasty. He was a patsy. He was a pasty patsy.
Too. Pasty as well.
He was a pasty patsy. And they didn't realize he was a Republican when they hired him.
Yes. What I love though now is like it's so moot. Like we moved on from that so fast, thanks to Kamala, yes, but still, it's like, oh, there's blood in here. All right, what's next?
Right, and now we got Kamala. How did y'all feel about her speeches? Like when you've seen her get up and speak thus far?
Yeah. Every moment I can, I tune in. Like when I was watching her introduce Walls, I'm hearing like the sound bites, and I guess we're gonna do this, right? The speakers, the politicians will have the same phrases they keep saying. I'm like, maybe we need new material, but I'm like, it was also like going to see like my favorite comedian. I heard this joke before, and it was great hearing the crowd too, because they know what's coming. She's about to say it, and then we hear it. But like, okay, I'm gonna wrap it up. But how does it feel to watch her speak? She's so galvanizing, and of course, we like seeing a joyful person rev us up. She's happy, and that does help too. To be, as opposed to a scowling Hillary Clinton. We have a joyful,
oh my God.
happy woman. Everyone's like to see a woman smile. You have to, and it's not coming from playing that role in that the requirement of being a woman and acceptable. She's just joyful and powerful. So yeah, I'm vibing.
Yeah, I agree. You're right. She does obviously do the same material pretty much right now. And at first I was thinking the same thing. Like maybe we should do some new material too. But I actually also admire that she keeps shoving the message down our throats and saying, look, this is what it is. So people cannot say they're unclear. Well, Republicans will, but they can't say they're unclear about her messaging, about what she wants to do as president, and about how she feels about Trump and what Trump is trying to do. So I'm like, I'm not mad at that. And we normally didn't have this kind of access where we were able to see every single time they got up to speak like we do now.
Mm-hmm.
So normally we didn't see the repeats all the time like we do.
Right.
But anyway, Vic, what did you think?
Every speech.
Well, actually, I mean, it was interesting enough to just hear her speak at all. I mean, I don't know about anyone else, but I feel like throughout the whole presidency of Biden, there was no Kamala to be seen, heard, or anything. Sometimes I even forgot that she existed, to be honest with you. So it was wow. Definitely interesting, and it felt, I don't like to go off of emotion and just get ahead of myself, but it did feel, again, energizing. The support, like she definitely, it felt good to hear someone be able to articulate themselves with any type of intelligence or knowledge or research or just
diplomacy
and the diplomacy, conviction, passion. Yeah, those things were definitely very, very captivating, to say the least, I would say.
What else? What are some other bullet points? Oh, I was almost embarrassed that what are the black journalists, the national black journalists, that they had Trump there. I mean, okay, it is what it is, but like that was a shit show that worked out for the Democrats, actually. He just keeps going. Like the other night, he was interviewed by this extremist dude.
Yes.
That interviews all these other extremists. And what he does is, after the guest gets up from their seat, he sniffs their chairs. You should have seen Dorian's face.
What in the world? I didn't see that part.
He sniffs their chairs, and his co-host will be like, get all the way in there. He's like sniffing their butts.
What? This really happens?
I didn't see that part, man.
Every guest, I don't know if he did it with Trump. He might have did more with Trump. He might have been giving him a table dance. But he sniffs their chairs. And this is who Trump was being interviewed by yesterday. And they were doing like a weird dance together. Trump thought he was Trump thought he was being on TikTok. He was like, I'm doing a TikTok, right? And they're like, no, you're being weird.
I'm starting to feel sick. Man. I didn't even, is this on OAN? Like, where do you find this?
Sniffing chairs.
Where is this? How did you come across
I'll
this?
send you a link. YouTube. I was just researching information.
I don't know if that was as bad as him walking out to 50 Many Men, or like
he walked out to
about
Many
Young
Men.
Thug. Oh, you didn't see that part?
No.
Yes, sir. My man walked out to Many Men.
Did y'all see JD today walk up on Air Force One?
Yes,
I saw that.
That's weird.
Yep. They think it's a show. See, they think they do these things as a show of strength, right? But it just makes you look weirder and weirder.
And this to Steve's question about what did it prove or what did they gain? See, I think that's what, if it was staged, I think that's what the objective was, to prove how tough and how invincible, again, Trump is, or what a martyr he is. That's what I got from that. I didn't know if it was, rigged. I mean, if it was fraudulent or not, but that's what I thought they did. They had to gain from doing that.
Last thought on that. Somebody like Trump could have staged that just for the photo op alone.
Right. Exactly.
That's how narcissistic he is to have this pic. Because when I went to Hulu a day later, that image was the first thing I saw on Hulu when they had like an ABC special about it. And it was him with the flag. And I was like, this is all, listen, I do weddings, so I know a staged picture when I see one.
Mm-hmm.
And this was a staged picture, just like you would tell a bride and a groom, now kiss and blah. It was staged, in my opinion. Yeah. But even if it's not staged, I could give two fucks. Okay, go ahead.
I feel you 383 also. And yeah, staged or not, yeah, it definitely smells of false flag. And so say it wasn't, and then maybe that it was just a shooter's intention to get that civil war started, just whatever it was, it definitely was the opportunity to rile people up.
Yeah, or further incite the Trumpsters. So if they lose, it's like, yo, they already shot at me, and we need to take over government, and they're blah blah blah. Whatever the case, I'm not trying to figure out foolishness.
Right.
That's what I'm not going to do. But in this time, I really appreciate, especially with the Zoom calls and everything, that people are sharing information. Because we need to all stay vigilant. Because I heard about Elon Musk having a website out there that looks like it's a site that allows you to register to vote. But once you try to vote Dem, it like knocks you out of there or makes you think that, oh, okay, you're registered, but you're not, or they're trying to do things like in Texas and other places to prevent people's votes from counting. So everyone, protect your votes like you would protect a child or a cat or anything precious, because it's more precious now than it ever has been.
Oh, seriously.
That's
and there's been plenty of legislation to suppress the vote since Toronto Dump was in office. It's just part of the backlash, the pushback machine. So plenty of states have a lot of voter suppression laws. But fortunately, also there's plenty of states that have, or some states that have granted the right to vote back to convicted felons because of voting. No, but thank you for that. I didn't even know about that website. Yeah, oh my gosh!
And see, and that's why he's running. He's running from prison. If he wins, he gets to stay out of prison. If he doesn't, not only could he possibly go to prison, he thinks he definitely will because the president is also a former prosecutor.
John, I told you this. The fact that he's even able to run is mind-boggling to me as a convicted felon.
Where can we do that? Where can we, as a convicted felon, even if we went to get a job where we were flipping burgers, they would still be like, I don't know, you might have to start sweeping before you get to touching some food.
It's great. And the justice system was built to seem just, but really just for a very small group of people.
Just for them saltines and them Ritz bits.
Yeah. There we go. I have captured the color.
And this is why it's mind-boggling to me.
That was a Georgia dedicated website, straight scam. Sorry. Go ahead, Vic.
No, just that any one of his supporters or him himself can place judgment or even debate with anyone. I think this is why part of why he's so afraid to debate is because it's mind-boggling how he's even able to run. The whole laundry list of things throughout the years I've been saying for this man that's been just crazy. It just that exemplifies the terrible character that the man has just as a human being, let alone our president for 4 years. Really?
Yeah. And then look, the other night, Chachi from Happy Days got on and was trying to give strategic advice to Trump on how to beat Kamala. And I'm like, word, Chachi, Charles in charge. This is what y'all are doing. This is where y'all are going. This is, you know what? I was just like, okay. Steve said he has to win or he will be another Giuliani. We have to see, okay, I feel like society is Batman and Trump was the Joker. And what does Batman do? He takes the Joker down, but he doesn't take him down to permanently stop him. Now, I don't mean kill him, but I'm just saying he always comes back. And this time, we have to put him and anyone like Trump down. So moving forward, we can have a real election. What's happening in the comments right now? First of all, Nilsa said, send me the link. I will do. I will text that to you. Steve said he has to win or he will be another Giuliani. Miles said he's going to go to jail and they're going to be like, you going to eat your cornbread? 383, he'll be going to Club Fed, Miles. Steve, he don't want Kamala debate smoke. No, he does not want that smoke from Kamala. And I love that. And I love that she keeps clapping back. Like, what happened? I thought you wanted to debate. What's good? Where you at?
No. But why does Walls bring that same energy?
Yo, I love it. I love that last
Right out
night.
the gate, too. Right out the gate.
He was bringing that energy, and she was just in the background like, ooh, oh. like things now, she doesn't have to be the one to say it each time. She can just deal with the politics and the policy. Can we just acknowledge that she is clapping back all the way for each syllable?
Just got nails done too. Yes.
Just got nails done. Yes. And yes, Walls is right there with her. Yes. What do y'all think about him? I mean, we just got to know him, but so far, what do y'all think of Tim Walls? Vic?
Well, again, I don't always like to get too ahead of myself, but so far, definitely a good first impression. I like the fact that his background of being a teacher, which I can relate to, coach. He served in the service. He can speak. He has a really extensive background with kids and being a great influence. A lot of extensive decisions he's made throughout like his government and everything like that. So yeah, I mean, I would definitely say 2 thumbs up so far. Definitely, yeah, definitely a good path.
And he feels like somebody you know.
And he seems like he wants to smoke too as well. So that's definitely a plus. He seems like he definitely
bring it on, Timmy. Come on.
Absolutely.
Let's roll.
Yeah. My man said I can't wait to debate him either. So that was definitely gratifying to hear.
Yeah. Dorian, what
he did start that weird trend. Yes, 383 Design Studio. I love that. And there are 2 things I'll point out that I like. Added creepy. Absolutely. Like, I do love his energy. But 2 things I want to point out. I was catching up on MSNBC, having Al Sharpton on in response to Walls. I'm so glad that Al Sharpton clarified Walls' involvement in prosecuting the murderers of George Floyd. That he took out the prosecutor and put in a different one. I was glad to see that, and I was glad to hear more about his seemingly balanced stance on police and Black Lives Matter. To see that he is a progressive delegate. That's great. What was the other thing? Oh, and free breakfast and lunch for all students in Minnesota, written into law. I have not heard of anything more Black Panther Party than that. Feeding every kid. Come on.
Yes. Free. Yep.
Wow, that's an interesting point.
Feeding children. That is some Black Panther Party shit.
This is what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I just love all of this. I love all of this. So we're getting ready to wrap up. You know, we got like 2 minutes left. We thank everybody that was chiming in. Says Trump's camp are fans. Is that an acronym for something? Because he put periods there. Well, I'm sure he'll explain. So any last remarks that the 2 of you would like to make before we go for tonight? This is just the first episode. There'll be more, so you don't have to fit it all in right now.
Right. Yeah.
You don't have to cram to understand. Ladies first. Dorian, last thoughts.
It's an exciting time. KamalaHarris.com. I just registered last night because Walls suggested it. That way I can get in emails and opportunities will come to my inbox, and then I can just, sign up for things. But I'm going to stay involved, and I hope every listener does too. And you can encourage people to get involved, to get out there. We can win, but we have to. The team that has the most fun wins. I learned that from white dudes for Harris. Let's have some fun.
I love that. Vic, final thoughts?
I just wanted to quote Tim Walz in saying, reiterating the golden rule, which I've believed and advocated since I was younger. Just we don't have to agree on the same personal choices, professional choices, but just mind your business. Just mind your business with the extremities of religion, politics, and just your own perspective of things of life. Like we don't have to agree, but just respect our own individuality, freedom of choices. And I think that, that's the direction where I want to see this country go, honestly. But not even just our communities, us as a people, just respecting our freedom of choices.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely down with that. I support every and anyone who advocates that.
Yeah.
We leave it up to God to make the final choice and decision with each one of us as an individual.
Yeah.
If that's what you believe in. Sorry.
No. Well said. I think that we should take this moment and really keep moving forward with it, regardless of the results. I love this sense of community, this sense of connection, this feeling like we are involved and it matters and we're getting involved and we're being more informed. I've never been this involved and wanted to be this involved and informed ever, even when Obama was running. Now, I voted, of course, for Obama and all that, but this is just different. The stakes are different. Kamala and my love for her and admiration is just, it's different. So please, please, please go out and vote. I wanted to make one quick mention that unfortunately, Cori Bush actually lost. Cori Bush and Jamal Bowman both lost yesterday. And I'm seeing that both of their campaigns were the most expensive primary races ever. Okay? Ever. And you know why they were the most expensive? Not because all this money was poured into them. They were the most expensive because they had what do they call that? The G PAC or whatever that PAC is, and some unknown donors donating funds to the other candidates to beat them. So Cori Bush and what's his name? I'm sorry, I forgot his name. Jamal Bowman, two Democrats, both lost to money.
Okay.
So what that means, because Cori Bush was just like us. She was the average citizen that was concerned and wanted to get involved. So what they're doing is they're making it so that you and I, all three of us, we could not run for office because even if we won, 2 years later, they're going to boot us out. So doing these types of things, we have to be mindful because these are the ways they stop good people, common folk, from having these seats that are almost more important than president. Like we said, to our community, Sis said true, but they didn't take care of their districts. Now that's a whole conversation I'd like to have as well. Definitely another episode. The Super PAC. Thank you, y'all. The Super PAC. Yes. Okay.
I want to reiterate one last thing if I haven't mentioned it already. Everybody, please do your research. Don't just go by. I mean, John and I had this discussion earlier this week about false narratives about Kamala and the people the black men that she's locked away and this, that, and the other. Like, do your research. Don't just go by what you see online, through the news, through media. And it boils down to, as John stated earlier, either a democracy or dictatorship. It's that simple. It's one or the other. So
and let's be open-minded and learn from each other, because there may be certain things that you think and you may be incorrect and someone else may have information to correct you. Let's learn, let's grow. I love that we're getting past this point where we can't make mistakes or be wrong.
Right.
It's like if somebody shows you that you're wrong, people get offended, like you were talking about their mama, and it shouldn't be that. We're trying to be correct and learn and be
understanding.
Anyway, we're going to be done for the night. We thank you all for tuning in. Stay tuned for another episode. We're going to try to do this maybe twice a month. Keep it going. Shout out to Nilsa. Shout out to Political Sis. Big up to everybody tuning in the chats. We love y'all. Vote. Stay vigilant. And share information with others. When you get some information, share it. Share it, because we need to all stay aware, and information is power.
Absolutely.
Peace.
That's right.
Meow.